For this video, we're going to look at the contract index, and to do this, we're going to go to the sales function. So I'm going to click on sales, and you'll see right here in our example, this contract index says 1.0445. What that means is the customer, Food and Groceries, is willing to pay 1.0445 times the base price. So the question becomes, well, what's the base price? And if we go over to the information tab and click on that, we'll show you what we're talking about. So if we scroll down to the second table, you'll see here we've got 6 products where my cursor is going up and down. And on the very right side is the sales price at retail that we're selling to the 3 grocery stores at. I call this a base price. It's a price that does not change. You can't renegotiate that. Okay, but how you make promises to the customer is going to change that contract index. So that's where I was saying before for Freshly Orange 1 liter and for all these prices, Food and Groceries came back and said we're willing to pay 1.0445 times these prices, or a little bit of a premium, because we like the promises you made. So if you promise the customer more, if you make promises that are more favorable to the customer, then the customer is willing to pay more via the higher contract index. If they don't like the promises as much, the contract index goes down, and so they're asking for a price reduction. So what that means then is we have to go back to sales now, as an example, and look at what the negotiation looks like. So if we click on negotiate here, what's highlighted here are the things we can currently change. So let's say as an example, the service level, instead of promising 98%, we decide we're only going to promise 95% to Food and Groceries. So I'm going to hit the calculate button, I'm going to press it, and watch the contract index. So the customer says, I'm willing to pay 1.0085 times those prices we saw for the sales and retail of the price. So they're still paying a little bit of a premium, but not as much as before. So if you like it, you hit deal. If you don't like it, you change something and hit calculate. So I'm going to hit deal. And you can change this as many times as you want to renegotiate, as long as you have your decisions in by the time your professor or your faculty person says decisions have to be in by. Now, a comment I would make would be if that contract index goes down, then the revenue is going to go down. So as your contract index goes up and down, you should also get over to the finance statement and look at and investigate and analyze and decide what the change in total revenue is going to be and if that's acceptable or not.